Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It is June 10th, 2026. Got a message for you. Nasty Jack keeps talking about Sacagawea. Someone is calling a woman an energizer. The other ones call her an appetizer. Energizer, appetizer, energizer, appetizer. Some of them want this woman to heal the planet with her energy. The other ones want to feed on her energy to prolong their own dead existence, to pretend that they actually are alive. They don't give a shit about healing the planet because they themselves are dead. The curator is talking to someone, and whoever he's talking to is calling somebody a fake. They're calling somebody an identity thief. They made a very bad mistake. Somebody said they were getting close to identifying her, whatever that means to you. They're being called negligent. All that the curator has to say is she needs her medicine. In his most hypnotic tone possible. She needs her medicine. These people, they use word magic and then they use monotone speech patterns that do some weird shit to the mind. These people are professional hypnotic word magicians. He's trying desperately to sell the people wanting to use her to heal the planet that they should feed her energy to him instead and allow him to continue exercising his authority over the living beings of the planet. Somebody said to the curator, they are all out there waiting for you. They are saying, she's dignified. She's transferred everything. She's the source of the energy. The curator is saying in the same monotone hypnotic voice, she needs her medicine. He believes that he owns her, that she's unqualified because he poisoned everybody and she needs her medicine. His intention was to destroy her, but she survived. And it's very obvious that she is the source of the energy that he has been wielding and dominating people with for centuries. Because she was poisoned and uses medicine, he insists that he wins and he can feed on her and assume her identity and authority. He believes that he controls and has conquered the sun, the celestial kingdom that she comes from, and that he owns all of the energy, the merchandise belonging to the earth angels, these celestial beings who came here for an earthly experience. He's up there in that space, feeding on people, sacrificing those upper dimensional children into this lower dimensional space so that they can be pimped out and raped and defiled and replaced with a devil synthetic look-alike. He believes that he owns the celestial kingdom of this woman celestial family. They sent her here to heal the planet, and they've been pimping out her energy and playing God for a few centuries now. Somebody said that he raped God or had somebody who did. So he really fancies himself a big powerhouse. Unfortunately, he was wearing the essence of a powerful woman, and he has lost her, and he's losing his reputation also. The whole universe says that this person is a psycho. They did not elect him as representative, just as they did not elect him as representative last time, centuries ago. They usurped the position and the authority and the identity, and they've been playing games with the celestial kingdoms all of the Star Nation soul tribes, harvesting their soul values and their wealth. This psycho and his rules are not the universal rules. He has claimed himself as universal gatekeeper, and he thinks that he is the God of everything, and he simply isn't. The mother is home, and she's reclaiming her identity that he has been wearing for some time now. It's real nasty that all of these men are in that celestial home of hers, that they wrongfully convicted her of her crime and banished her for centuries ago, stripping her of all of her authority. They're up there right now strategizing on how they're going to get rid of her, separate her from her priest of protection, and then again commit murder in the heavenly realm so that they can continue raping children and feeding on their flesh and blood. He wants control of the planet and all life upon it. He is a vile and heinous whack job. His pimp, woman-hater friends are furious that the authority has been given back to her. It was always hers, and these ones have KILED'd her many times in a torturous, long, drawn-out manner over many centuries. They insist because she needs medicine that they have the right to harvest her. They insist that she has no idea what happens to people who have medicine in their body. I feel that what happens when you have metal in water and you hit it with an electrical current, these people are going to use their microwave warfare technology and they're going to zap everybody, I feel, and they're going to try to light up the graphene that's in the waters of the flesh temples for people who are using these medicines, and they're going to try to microwave them to death. Harvest them. This woman who officially owns the country is gathering the healers to generate a holistic healthcare system to get the people off of these medicines, these traps. So that their soul can be protected and their temple can come back online holistically with homeostasis and balance. These, somebody's saying, they're talking about for learning purposes. She's stronger than anyone. She's the only one to survive and break through this entrapment and hold the door open for others to come through. So what? They need to study her life. For learning purposes, they want to allow her in and then study her. So what? They can kick them all back out again and then make it impossible for them to get back? She's stronger than anyone. She's the only one to survive and break through to get back into this celestial kingdom where all these devils have been masquerading as the freaking angelics. She's back. She can see the terrorists, the traitors, those wearing false identity, and they are eager and desperate to trap her and unalive her again. They're not supposed to touch her energy. There is a zero tolerance zone around this woman. She is going to use her history and the experiences of her attacks that she survived, the only one to survive and break through, so that she can help the people of this family become stronger and more resilient regarding these magical and entity and other technological attacks against their temple, housing spirit and soul. They're talking about devastation and relationship. They were using relationship, marriage contract, in order to devastate celestial kingdoms and the families of them. They were using relationship to cause a devastation for people in their lives, for the human species and its continuation. They intended its end. They are talking about this woman's dowry, this celestial woman's dowry. These low-level POSs want this power, this wealth, this authority. The curator is talking about burning upside down crosses. Whatever that means. He's talking about transferring everything. He's talking about transferring every single person to the, I thought that he said hell realms. Upside down crosses. So the antichrists, the upside down crosses, those who didn't sacrifice anything, those who sacrificed others. Every Sunday in the basements of the churches, drinking the blood and eating the flesh of actual Christed beings, celestial beings. Jesus was the first, according to their storyline, and they have, in the last couple of years, had their Omega. So the Alpha and the Omega are together again. And they're back in the celestial kingdom, and they're making changes here. The country belongs to her. She's got her high priest protector. And everybody that is in that upper celestial kingdom that is not the true or angel that belongs there, somebody who's wearing the identity of a sacrificed angel, the upside down, looks like they're going to be burned and transferred to the hell realm, where they put the angel that they replaced when they stole the identity. So it sounded like they're talking about a molecular transfer. The curator was talking about a physical, what was he talking about? Both a physical and energetic transfer. So we're talking about the molecular transfer. They said that they prostituted her energy, and there was a response that was they prostituted everybody's energy. And someone is saying, well, someone has to be innocent. So they're saying that this woman who has the authority, who is the celestial entity that they prostituted the energy of, they're saying that she's unqualified because they prostituted her energy. And she has this medicine in her body. There's a lot of changes going on. Now, what these jackwagons fail to realize is that the Most High God can sanctify and purify anybody of a defilement that was not theirs. These people prostituted the energy. They didn't prostitute the body. They harvested the energy. They went out and they had baneful orgy, whatever the fuck, and then they came and they put that energy back on the person. They prostituted the energy. God said that defilement doesn't belong to this person and took it off of them. The person didn't go out and collect that energy. They were buried in it by some other person who actually collected the energy with their own signature. The celestial daughter, the high priestess that they had trapped, that they were defiling the energy of, was innocent at the get-go. And she's been innocent this whole time. The layering of the blame and the shame, the transfer of the memories of this defiling character and personality was never belonging to this person. They were stealing the identity of this high priestess while transferring in their own karmic personality and memories. The memories that you hold, some of these trashy memories, they're not even your memories. The filthy layering does not change the inherent purity of this being. Just because some nasty ass jack decided to jack off and jizz all over the fucking energy field doesn't mean that the contents of this temple are not pure. It just means that there's a whole lot of nasty freaking jizz artists out there getting frisky. The curator is saying that she has to be innocent and that she has testified as to what she has done and what they have done to her. And he says that this proves that she's not innocent and therefore she must be rejected. Here's the thing. When people transfer their karmic personality and memories onto another and then they extract the identity of that person, these actions, these things that occur in the energy, these are choices and decisions that they were driven into by voice to skull technology, by people who harden the waters and defile the nature of a soul, who tamper with the mental body and the people around them to drive their experience. None of these things were conscious decisions and choices made by a celestial being that was left alone of their own to do what they were here to do. No, Nasty Jack pushed in a program, pushed in the energy of the program, pushed in the karmic personality and the characterization, and then accused the person of being that. And because you had experiences that were relating to the filthy personality that they put upon you, it doesn't mean that that belongs to you. It was not you. They forget that God has the privilege and the knowledge of what was produced by the soul and what the soul was covered and layered in and blamed for. The majority of the memories and experiences you had were not yours. You were being driven by the hypnotic identity thief, the sorcerer, and their Jezebel bitch wearing your identity. They were driving your experiences into doing things that they themselves wanted you to do. Hypnotic mind control, MK Ultra bullshit. Humanity has been given a pass because they have been driven into a specific mindset that never belonged to them. They are celestial beings here to plant seeds of goodness and healing. And you've got AI technology and the low-level devil sorcerers that have been eating light-bodied angelic souls for centuries and casting various illusions using their own hijacked energy and ability. So the ones that this curator is arguing with say that she has guaranteed passage. They've stolen her honor and trapped her here for centuries, lifetime after lifetime, burning her alive, raping her to death, roasting her in the bowl, raping her to death as an infant, 17 times. She has guaranteed passage. They cannot trap her here, nor that high priest that is with her. This is it. God said that the land is going back to the original people, and she and her high priest are out of here, man. The healing will occur. All of these nasty parasitical entities will be removed, and the original people will be given back the land. Those original people that these entities were trying to lock away with their curses for this moment in time when people were going to be tossed in the fire. They wanted to exterminate specific species of humanity. They were all waiting over there, being held in this cursed entrapment. There's a lot of a variety of species of humans that have been freed from their curse. These nasty asses, these vampiric devil entities posing as men, they thought that they were the cream of the crop, the most highly created creature. They genetically modified and spliced themselves with all kinds of freaking galactic stuff. And they thought themselves superior, and they have failed. They're just a mutation that has failed. God said they were a failed experiment. This woman has guaranteed passage. She was innocent of the crimes that they banished her for in the beginning. They stripped her of her identity. They stripped her of her family. They took away her name and the support of her ancestry. For thousands of years, they filed false paperwork about her being a defiled mess, a whore, a prostitute. And she never was. She was held and bound in darkness, and then her energy was being prostituted as they were torturing her essence. Dressing up some other Jezebel hoebag, who was an actual hoebag, who'd go out and have orgies with other people, and then bring that energy back and lay it on this innocent person. Transfer it to them. Defile their own selves so they could lay that defilement upon a pure being. Somebody is saying something about her father. Somebody is saying that he has had enough of their sacrificing people for their gain. Somebody is saying it's crazy, and they are being told she's the dignitary. These whining, rapist, fucking lazy ass bitches calling themselves men, they don't work. They sacrifice angels for the value of their soul so they can operate a business within the community of people that they sacrifice every time they hit a bump in the road. They're not serving the community, they're feeding on them. They got to go get a job and they got to work it legitimately. They can't just go sacrifice somebody's life and zero out the value of their soul and say, oh, I'm a successful person. There's a lot of talk, and somebody said, we don't need it in this territory. The magistrate, the dignitary, she doesn't need coin. She doesn't need oil. She doesn't need gas. She doesn't need water. She doesn't need electric. She doesn't need anything. They got all the resources that they need in the country that the celestial body has given her charge over. She's here to heal it. The nasty jacks are calling this woman popular. They're saying that she's the perfect match for somebody. They're drooling over her dowry. The jackwagons are concerned about her attitude. They've been pimping women and children for centuries, sex trafficking them, feeding them to other species as food, draining the wealth of earth angelics that are sacrificed to a lower vibrational space so that they can be prostituted and have their gifts used by lower vibrational entities to harm and dominate others. They've been sex slaving and regular old slaving people on planet and off planet. They've been PDF filing the children. You're damn right. The mothers have an attitude. These men are up there claiming that she lacks responsibility when they have not only destroyed the planet, and then they got themselves a celestial being to come here and heal it, but rather than let her heal it, they decided to prostitute her energy and continue being fucking gigolos, stabbing their wand in any hole, regardless of his age or whatever. You know what? Because they're just a personality. They see it as energy. It's just energy. They don't see the value of a soul. These are dead men. They don't have connection to life unless they're feeding on it here. They have the audacity to complain of the woman's attitude after centuries of abuse meant to destroy her, to eliminate her altogether, while they were chemically gender altering the human male to make them their bitch. They laugh at the competition between the gender altered male and the actual woman to see who's the better woman. It's crazy. That's what's crazy. She survived their attempt to destroy her and eliminate her, to absolutely eliminate her presence in the universe, in the scheme of the living things. The royal mother of the Jaguar tribe has stated that her survival means punishment for the gluttonous, cowardly frauds who did not belong in her house. They are heinous threats to the living. One of them is saying, keep in mind, she's the only one with the strength to heal the planet. These ones don't care about she who has the strength to heal the planet. These are parasitical destroyers of in nature. They don't care about the health and well-being of anything. And yet, for some reason, there's somebody here who seems to think they have authority, trying to convince them that the right thing to do is to allow her to live and allow her to be in purpose and to do the healing rather than destroy her. These are dead men. They live in the land of the dead. They have infiltrated the space of the living. And many of those men decided that it was responsible to join forces with them and then go ahead and feed them the living. Keep the peace. Cohabitate. The woman was innocent of whatever crime they convicted her of. The priest that she was with, when he was separated from her, lost his connection to this power that these gluttonous cowards have been feeding on. It has been proven that she's been innocent. Finally, she was able to evolve through their malicious magic and the layering and the transferring of this sin, this blame and shame. She was able to evolve through their methods of layering her in this, and she was able to purify so that she could be seen. She was always innocent. There's no blame in her. It was always a covering. These stupid pretend men want to destroy the one person that has the strength to heal the planet. These disturbed pretend men would rather destroy this celestial daughter of a very high-ranking upper dimensional space rather than let her be free in purpose to heal the planet, so that these nasty pieces of shit can continue having a place to live. She's out of here, man. Fuck all y'all. Fuck all y'all. Go live in a place where there is nothing alive. She's done. She and her priest have a guaranteed exit out of this realm. She's a goddess of time. There are infinite numbers of universes, and the original people will be given the land back, but it's not going to be where these nasty asses live. They need her to heal the damages that they have done in their irresponsible nature of worshiping death. They hate that they need her. It's not safe around them. They want to replace her. They want to download her soul and her authority into a synthetic clone who doesn't have the inner fortitude, the strength, or the celestial wisdom and status to heal anything. They're just a low-level devil dressed up in somebody else's memories and energy. They will never do anything for anybody except be a real good lay, as long as they're not crawling with maggots, decomposing. Somebody said, sonic roller doom. Sonic roller doom. And then someone snottily said, she's taking it back. She's taking everything we stole from her. Yes. Yes. These fellows mentioned 18 years. For 18 years, they harvested her energy and they built for themselves on it, and she's taking it all back. Every single person that stole her energy, her life force vitality, and built from that, they owe her 18 years of life force energy, and they owe her everything that they have been enjoying that was built on it. Plus whatever interest God says they owe. The nasty jacks are beside themselves because they built on her suffering. Their success is not legitimate success. They're mentioning the council house. This is the human being's council house. We are sensitive instruments of communication, transmitter receivers of the divine. This is our council house. We receive our intellectual property, our guidance. And these AI voice to skull sorcerer mental magicians have hijacked our council house, and they've been running around in there having a damn party. These are fake telepaths. And they forced their way in and hijacked the messaging system. They're talking about synthesizing her, sacrificing her original form, and transferring everything back into a copy that they can control, because they do not have control over the mind or the vessel of her currently. The curator has an opportunist in mind. Somebody who wants to replace this higher ranking identities. He wants to offer her an opportunity. Somebody is talking to the curator saying, you either prostituted her energy or you didn't. He's getting himself twisted. They are perjuring themselves in the court of law. You either prostituted her energy or you didn't. And he's saying that if people prostituted her energy, then they themselves should be prostituted. And the curator is arguing. God said that they will be the new fodder. They have been feeding on all of the family who have the essence of the sun in them, their inner soul, the solar plexus of the chakra rainbow covenant. They are the new fodder. They are the ones who will be fed upon now. Somebody is talking to the curator saying, go back and record you. And the curator's arguing, she's a prostitute. But she wasn't. And she isn't. He's just a nasty pimp, defiling everybody and everything, making up stories about them in his head, insisting that it's true, but it never is. She's a celestial daughter of an upper celestial divine authority, sent here to heal and support life upon the planet, to guide and nurture the people. And these low-life scumbags deceitfully convicted her of a crime she did not commit. They banished her from her own creation and then nearly snuffed out her light, using it to defile and desecrate and destroy everything. Every filthy accusation coming from them is an actual confession of their own intention or deed. They are saying, beautiful soul. The curator and his group of people, he's under judgment by his group of people. Everything they built by siphoning her energy is being reclaimed by her. She was always the source. She was never a prostitute. Everything that they have in their life came from her. These nasty asses were jealous of her celestial salary that was to be utilized to heal the planet, to balance the scales and bring temperance to everybody. But he and his galactic nasty ass fucking mafia decided that they had different plans for those who carry the essence of the sun. They decided that they were conquerors of the sun. They prostituted her energy because she would not work with them. So they ensnared her in a trap of deceit, took her energy and her authority, and did what they wanted to do anyway: prostitute everybody, drain them of their covenant value, strip them of their identity and their sovereignty. She knew it long ago. They convicted her deceitfully of a crime and banished her, and they've been raping her ever since, hoping that they could completely snuff out her light and everybody associated with a woman. They are saying that this cosmic woman, this celestial being, is a service provider. They ensnared her and trapped her and forced her to be slave, servant, sex slave, birthing person, burden carrier for slime, calling itself a man. These nasty asses want to strip her of her wealth, and they have failed to provide the services that she was here to provide. These are nothing but pirate pimps. Very low vibrational, emotionally immature entities that are not human, in either a synthetic copy of a human, or they have walked into a human vessel, taken over the life, and now they have to gather energy, harvest it, because they're decomposing. They got cut off from the energy, from the source, from this woman, and everything they built upon her energy is now crumbling. She's claiming it all. They don't have any wealth. They never did. They've only been playing house, pretending, word magicians, sex magicians. These men were never given the wealth for the services because they have proven themselves incapable stewards. They didn't have the inner fortitude or the celestial makeup to be a good, humble servant for the celestial divine. They wanted to claim conqueror of the celestial divine by raping the daughter that they sent to help them. Her father is now destroying them and giving them exactly what they deserve. If they prostituted her energy, then their energy must be prostituted. If they tortured people, then they got to experience what that's like. If they tore somebody's psyche apart and did their very best to get them institutionalized and sent into the pits of hell, then that must be going to them. It's progressive. Whatever it is, it's getting worse, and it will continue to get worse. And if they are lucky, then they will show themselves to be as powerful as they have claimed to be, and they will survive, and then they will be a prodigal son. And the chips are going to fall where they may.